So I've been outside for just a little bit, walking around. It's a beautiful but windy spring day. And so I've just been out here walking around, and I've come across this rocky hillside here. It looks like the previous owners, I don't know what they done here, but they done something. Anyway, so come across this and notice that there are several, I think I counted about 20 something, and there's probably more that I can't see or just haven't popped up yet, but I counted about 20 something of mullein plants. And I've also been walking around and seeing other things as well. So I figured that I would go ahead and just quickly show you what this looks like. I'm not going to get into, the medicinal side of them or the edible side of them or anything like that. But I'll just kind of give you a quick showing of what it is, and you may say, hey, I have that at my house, and then you can research it on your own, because this is just not a pre-planned video. So anyhow, okay, so here's one. Okay, and so this is just what is today, April 11th, I think. Anyway, so here's just a little mullein plant, very soft. This is probably the second year, because it's fairly good size. I'll show you a small one. I think there's a small one. Yes, here's a small one. Okay, so you can see this little one here. Here's another little small mullein plant. So this is probably the first year. And so the first year they do not send up the rod. They do that on the second year. And okay, here's some more over here. Oh, sorry. You can see there's one, and then up here is one. And I also saw some dried out ones from last year. Sorry, trying to walk down this little slope. You can see here's one that was from last year. Let me see if I can. It's really dry and rough. See if I can focus in on that a little bit. Okay, and I'm not sure how tall it is, maybe 3.5 feet tall. And here it's dried leaves, and then there's a couple more over here. Okay, here's one, then here's another one. Those are from last year. Okay, and you can see there's another mullein plant coming up. So this actually works out very well, because I am planning what plants that I want to plant here on this property. I've got a whole list of medicinal plants that I want to plant, and mullein was one of them, but they're not the most pretty plant, so I wasn't quite sure where to plant them. So when I saw this hillside here with just, this is kind of out of the view of our yard, and it's not real pleasant to look at, I was like, hey, these are already here. So this will just be our little mullein slope. Okay, and I also found a few more that I thought I would just quickly point out to you. Okay, so I hope that you can hear me, because this place is very windy. We live on a hill, and it's very windy here all the time. But anyhow, so what you're looking at right now, this is henbit. Like I said, I'm not going to get into detail about, I'm not even going to talk about what they're good for or anything like that. You can look that up if you're interested, in order to keep this video short. But I just thought I would give you a quick little glance as to what the henbit plant looks like. You can see they're growing all down this retaining wall here. There's also some dead nettle mixed in, and probably some there's some chickweed mixed in, which I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, but I don't know if you can see this very clearly or not, because when I'm looking through it, since it's outside, my screen is just black. So I hope this is coming through good enough for you. Okay, and now I will go and show you Dead nettle. Okay, so now you are looking at dead nettle, and I forgot to mention about the henbit. The henbit and the dead nettle both, they have a square stem. They are both members of the mint family, but this is dead nettle. You can see those flowers there, top curved lip. Let me see if there's not one in bloom close by. I don't see one. Okay, here is the henbit, and it has a square stem, and its flowers, which there's not any on this one open yet, but its flowers are very similar to the dead nettle. Here's a flower. See the henbit's flower right there? It's very similar to the dead nettle's flower. Okay, so this whole like quarter circle here was just completely covered with dead nettle and henbit and cleavers and chickweed, and then a few other things as well. But I've been working and trying to get all that stuff out because I want this whole bed here to be filled with mint. I do have some mint that I planted in the fall that is starting to come up. We actually brought this from our old property, and then I'm also going to be planting some peppermint as well. But let me see. So unfortunately, I pretty much got rid of all of the chickweed out of here, but there is some kind of draped over here as well. But I'll try to, you can see once again the dead nettle here and the henbit here. Let me see. Here's some chickweed over here. Okay, so all of these with these little white flowers here, this is all chickweed. Okay, and one side of the stem will have a line of very fine hairs. Petals, it looks like there are 10, but there are actually 5, but they are just extremely deeply divided, or indented, I guess you could say. Anyway, but so like I've said a couple times already, I'm not going to get into the medicinal or edible purposeful side of these plants, but all these that I showed you, they do have a purpose, so you can do your own research. If you have any questions, you know, I will answer what I can or direct you to somewhere that can. But okay, the other one I guess I'll show you since I'm here is the cleavers. These cleavers are actually fun. If you find some kids, your little kids anyway, would really enjoy these. They feel sticky. And they also have a purpose as well. But the underside of them have like little bitty hooks. Their hairs are like little bitty hooks. So they actually, if you rub them from the, you know, bottom up, it feels kind of rough and sticky, and they can actually stick to your clothes. They're fun. Okay. I think that's all I wanted to just point out right now. Anyway, well, thank you for watching and have a good day.